All right, ladies and gentlemen, today, hopefully at this point you have already numbered your pages in your packet when you got them with your notes. We're a couple days in, so we're not on page 1 anymore. Oh no, no. We now, ladies and gentlemen, here at the end of week number 1, are on page number 2, the bottom of page number 2. And we are dealing with slope of a line. And whether or not you believe that this has any, application of anything, you're driving on roads, kind of has to do with slope. Driveways, houses, shoot, the walls of the building we're in better have a good idea of what slope's going on. The walls are going to crash in on us, not even joking. So, today, we are going to be dealing with slope, which is rise over run, but we're going to take it one step further before we even start, ladies and gentlemen. It is true that we are doing our y's over our x's, that we go up or down and then go left or right. That's true. However, we are going to add a piece to this. We are going to add a fraction. Now, some of you may look at that and go, Hardy, that did not make it easier. That just made this harder. What is all the little 2's and 1's for? Because when we get to the equation tomorrow, well, the next time we're together, and we are dealing with slope, we're going to be doing it with points. So I'm going to put this everywhere I see. We're not using this today, but just put it there. Trust me. Okay? For today, we're going totally visual, though. So, slope of a line, our up and down over our left and right. For our notes today, we are going to do this with colors. So we're going from one point to the other. So I'm going to use a couple colors to do that up and over. And you've got to pay attention to whether you're going up or down, if you're going left or right. Okay? So here, if I'm going up, 1, 2, 3. That's positive. And I'm going right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is also positive. When we go right, it's positive. We go left, it's negative. So my rise over my run. Now, reduce the fractions when you can. Reminder on the fractions. If you type in the fraction, 3 divided by 6 in your calculator, try not to get too much glare here, and you hit the math button and enter twice, you can get some help with reducing your fractions. So we'll even put that in here. That would be math, enter, enter. We do not do decimals. Do not give me a 0.5 here. We've got to keep to the fraction. And so me, and again, everybody's different. I always like to do the rise part first. So here I went 1, 2, 3. I went 4 up. Get that in there first. This time, though, we went left 1, 2. 4 divided by -2 is -2. But you can leave it that way. I personally like to make my slopes fractions, even when they're whole numbers. It just helps me when I go to graph them so I don't screw up. So I would go that route. But that's me. Just saying. Okay, now number 3. Hardy, they didn't give us no dots. What do I do? Okay, we're going to look for intersections that our line is going through. You're like, okay, what do you mean? So like you notice on the dots over here, they're always going through like the intersection, the crosshairs here. Exactly, like they're not going in between. They're not going kind of in the middle. They're actually going in there. So any place that you see your line going directly through, sometimes there's lots of them, okay? And you can choose any 2 of them to do your slope. Now you may be like, well, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense because let's say I choose these two. So if I did that, I'm going up 2. And if I go this way, 1, 2, that's negative 2. So my slope would be 2 divided by negative 2, which is negative 1. But what about if instead I chose to go from this dot to this dot? So I'd go 1, 2 down, and then I'd go to the right, 1, 2 to the right, which is positive. Wasn't negative 2 divided by positive 2 also negative 1? So you really can pick any 2 points as long as you're getting your signs right. You know, am I going left or right? Am I going up or down? Any pair works when you're counting slope on your graph. Okay? Let's see here. We got a few more on the next page here over on 3. So let's do this, then we'll do a little practice here. So I look, I'm like, okay. Already tells me I gotta look for intersections. Okay, there's 1. But now see, notice, that's not 1. That's not 1. Nope. Ooh, there's 1. Okay, so I keep looking. I'm like, no. Oh, right there. Again, any pair of those works. But we want to do the rise, the up and down, then we do the run. So, 1, 2, 3, rise. 1, 2, run to the right. So positive 3 over 2, let's check this out. 3 divided by 2. We don't do decimals. Math, enter, enter. It's still 3/2, we just leave it alone. Okay? These last 2 are special cases. What do you mean? Okay, let's look. Here, I'm not going up and down any. Like literally, I'm going just sideways. I'm not going up and down at all. So my rise is 0. My run is 2. And 0 divided by 2, in case you were wondering, is still 0. Okay? So whenever you have a line that goes side to side, a horizontal line, your slope is going to be 0. When, however, let's say we're here, we're like, okay, so I went up 1. Okay. I'm not going left or right at all. My run is 0. 1 divided by 0 is not 1. It is undefined. You cannot put no answer. You can't put no slope. You have to write undefined. And this occurs when we have a line that goes up and down. When we have a vertical line. Rise over run. We keep that straight. We're good with slope for today. So, don't put these away. Keep them handy. All right, so find the slope, reduce the fractions. Dang, Hardy, you didn't even give us dots. No, but I gave you answers at the bottom, so that's almost as good. So I'm going to do a couple. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm going to find those intersection points. And if you're not sure, you just keep going until you find another pair. They don't have to be the closest ones together. And again, get up equal with the other dot. There's my rise. then follow that over to the other dot. 1, 2, 3, -4, because I went left. So rise over run. If I can reduce the fraction, great. If I'm not sure, math, enter, enter. -1/2. Might as well do number 1 too if I'm right there. So I look at that one, and I'm like, all right, let's see. That looks like it's going through. That one's going through. That one's a little tricky. Up 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's positive this time. 1/4. That doesn't reduce anymore. Okay, so on the front, just making sure we got that down. Just making sure we get that set. So you're like, okay, I can handle this stuff. Not having to do a bunch of two-step equations. Not bad at all. So I get here to the back. Okay, we go into review mode. Or, ooh, we get an additional twist. I like this. Okay, draw a line that goes through the given point and has the given slope. Okay. Job number 1. Plot the point. Reminder. First value is x. Second value is y. Here is my x-axis. Here is my y-axis. So we're going to go left 2. I'll go down 3. There's my first dot. Slope. Make it a fraction. 2/1. Which means I'm going to go up 2, and I'm going to go right 1, because they're both positive. Up 2 and right 1. Up 2 and right 1. I at least want to make 3 dots every time. Draw a line through it. Okay, I want to do one of 15 and 16 because I just want to remember. Right 3, down 4, slope of 0. This is why we keep the notes handy. Horizontal line. Keep the notes out. You're going to get help on another one in that section too. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Almost there. Plugging in values. Use the parentheses, people. The F tells me it's this one. Plug in the -3 for x. You can type that directly into your calculator. I'm just going to do it in my head. Negative times negative is +6 plus 7 is 13. I don't have an equation to solve. I'm just plugging the number in and I'm done. And finally, for the graphed line h of x, find. Basically, it's just telling you there's the x value. Okay, here's x equals 0. Now follow it up to the line. And whatever the y value is, okay, so what is the y value? At this x value. That tells you x. You tell me y. Okay? Your job is to finish off the rest of the sheet, and if you have had stuff the past couple of days that has not gotten finished on 1 through 4, you need to do that as well. I'll be back when you are here next time. We'll see you then.